Welcome, Aquarius, to your August Astro Dice reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button, guys, and subscribe. Welcome back, everyone, and anyone who is new. Um, we do have a very auspicious month this month. Of course, we are in the Lion's Gate as we speak. It will be nice, wide, and open on the 8th, opening up that huge, beautiful vortex for you to do your manifestations, do your meditations, and if you guys are interested in any kind of guided meditation or hypnosis, or just needing music for your own meditation, you can look underneath this video in the description area for my second channel. There it also talks about if you need personal readings, you can find all that information there as well. Okay, on the 19th, we have the blue moon, which you also want to do some manifesting and, right? Okay, see? And some meditation on getting those healings, getting those goals and intentions out there. So you have two beautiful portals going on this month, the 8-8 and of course the 19th. Okay, so big, big, powerful portals, guys. Okay, and then of course you have your favorite coming up, which is that Mercury retrograde. Shouldn't be too messy because it is going to be towards the end of Leo season, going straight into Virgo season. So we have that loyalties going on, plus a lot of grounding factors. So watch for those videos so we can get deep into those situations. And that will actually start taking place on the 4th, but won't be completely in effect into the 14th through the 28th, where we can tell that Mercury retrograde goodbye. Right? Okay, guys, let's get in here and see what's going on with you. Okay. Best messages coming out. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. Okay, so let's see. Best house to talk about for now. Going straight to that 4th house. That's that home with the sun in Gemini. So going straight over here to the sun. Ooh, I love it. This is talking about that soul's mission. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. You're gonna sit over here in the limelight. And doing it Gemini style. Over here we have the energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. And getting straight into that 4th house, the place of yourself, your home, and the roots of your being. Okay, so it could be literally the home. It could even, it could mess with the family, your dog, yourself. It's the roots of yourself. So let's get in here and see what's going on within the situation. The situation is taking place in the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. The messages, please, talking about the roots. Look at that. Hey, messing around when it's coming to the 4th house. It's saying we're getting down to the roots of the situation over here. This is where your vitality is. This is where your instincts are. This is where, everything is that's based within yourself. And this is also saying I have. This is the card of I have. And it's saying, what do you have? It says, I have the 2 of Cups. Ooh, I have the coming together. Or the communication, or that communication coming through for that Gemini. So it's saying I definitely have the vitality of this coming together through this communication. So there's going to be a lot of communication in the very beginning of the month. You might already start feeling it. You might even want to be very communicative, right? Maybe you feel like you need to get out there, talk, socialize, feeling like, you know what, I need to socialize. I need this. I want this. And that's also limelighting you, though, too, because you have the sun over there. So it's saying there's a lot of limelight, right? But it's also, bringing in that purpose is involved. So, it could also be for, yeah, look at that, bossing up with the King of Wands. Yeah, it's definitely taking on those leadership skills, feeling like you're coming out of any kind of overcoming challenge. You felt like you were having a challenge with someone, Okay, love it. You feel like you are having some kind of challenge with someone, could be definitely a Sagittarius, does not have to be. You could feel like now you are getting into the situation where you are making peace within the situation. I need to have this conversation with you so we can make peace of this situation, whether there was a huge argument that was going on, whatever is going on over here, it's like, and there's some kind of litigation, right? For some of you, it literally could be litigation, right? So there is a lot of regrets and disappointments. So you might feel like you have a little bit of regrets about this fight going on. Maybe it carried on too long, or they definitely are feeling a little bit disappointed that this has gone on. I feel like it's something that's been going kind of back and forth for a little bit, and now actually going to come have that coming together to where you're going to be able to, like I said, either litigate the situation, come to terms with one another, figure out what's going on. It just feels like might have been something that got out of hand, or they are really wanting to come back and fix this with you. Okay, so take that how it resonates. Okay, so definitely feeling like something in the home. So it's definitely more than likely a family member, a loved one. Okay, maybe it's even coming to terms with your damn house. Maybe you're having regrets that I bought this house, but I'm going to make it my own. Maybe it, maybe it's killing you. You know, it's like the Money Pit. Anybody ever watch that movie, The Money Pit? Okay, so let's see what's going on over here. In the mid-month, it's talking about the desires coming through. Got some beautiful chakras. Got 3 chakras coming together. It's just telling me that you're starting to align with that purpose. You're starting to align with that immortal spirit, which you also got to love with the 2 of Cups, because that's saying you are aligned with your conscious versus your subconscious, which is your human self versus your spirit self as well, having this healthy connection, saying, I do want to do that. And also changing that focus. So there is something that says, I want to change the focus from that negative associations to having better priorities in my life and opening up better opportunities at this time, and kind of taking care of things that need to be taken care of and looking at different perspectives. Well, gotta love that too, because it says, I am seeing the bigger picture of the situation. Right, so it is saying, there's some blessings that could be coming through over here with the blossoming over here with the Judgment card. That's, you know what I'm saying, whether this is in a platonic family relationship or whether it is the person you live with, romantically, okay, or whether it's just the house itself, being in love with that house, right? So, but it's talking also, it's like I have the desire to change this focus. I want to make this work, right? I want to have this blossom. I want this to work, and really trying to make this work out for your own good. Over here on the sacral chakra, we do have the sun coming out, with the sun on top of the sun, in the sun. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so there's that blessing. What did I just say? You're having that blessing. You're having that blessing coming through as it's moving through you. Those happy times, bringing in that vitality. With the Ace of Wands over here, yeah, it's like you're bringing in new days, new commitments. You're jumping into a new category, having that, maybe that reconciliation, but you have that urge to create something that's going to be fresh and new. It's this newness, right? It's a new, and a lot of times it's just a new energy. We're going to fix this and we're going to make this new, and it's going to bring in a different feeling. It's going to get rid of those, right? That negative association towards that person, or towards that house, or towards whatever it is, or that family member, loved one, however it is. But it's going to allow you to embark on feeling better about the situation and feeling like this is where it needs to be. This is that kind of a wake-up call. It's the Judgment card, saying I'm making new judgments about the situation, and I'm going to take on this new energy because I'm seeing it in a different light. So we're putting a death to it. Wow. We're going to put an end to this situation. We're going to cut that energy out. We're going to cut that situation out. We're going to transition away from that situation. So there's definitely this whole feeling like you're embarking on a new energy and a new opportunity. Okay, and then we have the end of the month. Believe and succeed. So it does look like it's all coming together. It's wrapping itself up, and it's definitely evolving the way you want it to evolve. Okay. There could be some misplaced pieces to the situation that still has you kind of in the Four of Cups, kind of looking like, right? But I don't see that it's going to be some, it's nothing that's going to really 100% hurt you about the situation. I just think that there was something more um, of that opportunity that's beckoning you that says we could even achieve more than what we're putting out towards. Okay. Meaning that there's more that could be done to actually have the overall success to the situation. Okay, it's just about trusting 100% in the process. So I do feel, and it could be them, right? Because you're saying, well, if I'm putting all this energy in, I just feel like maybe they're still stuck in their head and there's more than they could do. They need to give more of the benefit of the doubt to the situation that things could show up better, or it could be yourself, right? Maybe you just feel like I could have better results, but maybe you're just not 100% seeing the trust in the process, or they're not. Somebody's not jumping, and maybe it might even be both of you because maybe even though you're evolving in this situation for the success, it's almost like it just feels like there could be so much more. Like somebody's not as focused on the situation by the end of the month. It's almost like somebody loses a little bit of focus. They already did so much work. On the believe and succeed, you do have the wishful thinking and choices. So okay, so there it is too. Next to that Four of Cups, it's like, but there could be so much more choices. And you have the Two of Cups coming up again. So you do feel like this connection and this partnership is unified. It just feels like it could be so much more. Why, Absolutely, because you feel like I do have the belief in this to succeed within this situation. There are more choices. I just wish they would recognize, because this is saying lack of recognition that the fool's journey is, that this turnaround. So somebody is discrediting it. If you guys are dealing with a Capricorn or Cancer or something of this nature, guys, you could be saying, but there could be so much more. And they're not recognizing how much more there is. Like I said, it could be you. Okay. So cross watchers, it could be them, right? Because they might even feel like, well, there was an achievement here to get to where it was, but it just never got to that potential. So it could be like they're still showing it. For some of you, this is crazy because right here, if you want to get on a very personal level right here, you guys are having problems and issues with your loved one of like being late, things like that, they're still doing those things. It's almost like they stopped doing whatever they're doing and now they have the potentials to show up late. They're still missing agendas. They're not texting the way that they should be texting. They're still saying the wrong thing at the right, at the wrong time. Sort of like misplacing that energy again. It's almost like they're going kind of backwards when it's almost like, okay, but we were doing so well. Why are you going backwards? So they could be start getting into that disapproval again, but yet it's kind of like that situation. It takes two to tango, but now it's almost like they're out of, you guys have to be together, right? And it's almost like they stepped out of line again. And they're kind of breaking up that communication. Why are they doing that? That's for those of you who are dealing with a love. Those of you who are dealing with the house, it's fine. It just looks like there was something that you may not have, that you may have overlooked, that you may want to go back and look at again. Okay, if you're dealing with a home or something like that. If it's a love situation, though, I see that somebody or a family member, whoever you're dealing with, a person, it does look like they're kind of stepping out of line again. We're line dancing. Boy, they're not in line with you. It's almost like they're going after their own satisfaction. But why? And that's weird because it says here too, personal achievement. Why all of a sudden would they want to do all this connection and then figure out that they have their own personal achievement that they don't feel like is becoming their own? Like they're missing something deeper for themselves. Maybe they feel like they're doing it all for you and not for themselves, or vice versa. And this is during that Mercury retrograde, though, so they might go backwards. Yeah, it's the negative thoughts again. Straight back to negative thoughts. It's like they were doing great all this time, and now all of a sudden they're going right back to those restrictions and imprisoning themselves or feeling isolated. Like I said, it's either you or them, right? But however it is, it's almost like then I feel like they're being like it's self sabotage. Why are you self sabotaging? It's almost like their courage and strength could only go so far. Something had to have happened. Why would they just all of a sudden become so pessimistic? They just lose control. So whoever this is that I'm talking about, take it how it resonates. It feels like they only feel like they could get so far of a blessing, and then that was it. Like nothing else is possible. Because as soon as they get into the Four of Cups, it's almost like, okay, well, we got all these down, but that's like as far as we go, you know. And no, there is no such. Hi. Something is there though. Is it really just that's the way you're thinking, or they're thinking that it can only get so good before it falls, or that's you're capping off the overall potentials, like giving it a cap, because it's a restricting energy, saying it can only get so far before it gets bad, or it can only get this happy and there's no such thing as more than that. There's some kind of it feels like a cap energy. Like they, like you or them have made a cap saying, you know, we can only be, it's kind of like if I ask you a number 1 through 10, of how you feel. You got to love those people that are like 20. And it's like, I didn't ask you if it was 1 through 20, I asked you if it was 1 through 10. But those are the people who are really optimistic, who can see more better potentials than just 10. Because the majority of most people will just cap themselves at 10. But yet there is so much more because you have the infinity card. So then it's like to the point where it's like nothing could get better than 10. Like 10 is it. We there's no such thing. So stop. But if you stop, that has the potential of going backwards. Okay, we were happy. It's all over now. It's like, well, what do you mean? So it's almost like they actually are trying to manage what they believe could only be so good until the shit hits the fan again. It's almost like they're waiting. I don't think it's you. I think they're waiting for the shit to hit the fan before, and it's not even necessary. It's not even necessary. Like, why? Why the emotional distraught? Why all of a sudden? Why would you take all of this action and then not see it? Then all of a sudden, it's like they're isolating, withdrawing, and then saying that it can't get any better than that. Like we've met our milestone. That's it. We'll never pass the finish line. I don't know. That's that's not good though, because that's not. It's almost like, well, if we're going to get to the new place, how are we going to get to the fool's journey if you keep trying to make us go backwards? Yeah, they become overly emotional and very narrow-minded. That's there it is, narrow-minded on how far we can succeed. Okay, we'll just have to see how that works out next month. But I'm telling you right now, that's crazy because that's definitely showing, yeah, that they only can keep the focus and the attention so far before they feel like that's it. Hmm. It's just crazy because, I mean, look, you have the Wheel of Fortune, but somebody, doomsday sayers is what we want to kind of call that. That's those potential people who don't see the potential in higher things because they cap off life with self restrictions. So that's saying that we can only do so much. And if it's somebody fixing the house too, I'm going to tell you right now, if a guy says, well, you can't do, I would look around because this right here, it seems weird. If they're trying to tell you, you can't do that, and you're like, what? Call somebody else and see what they're doing, right? Call somebody else to fix the house to do something because that just seems weird. What do you mean? It's like, what do you mean you can't do that, right? Okay, what? So maybe I need a permit to do that, right? Okay, fine. Then I'll call the city, get a permit. Okay, but don't make it like doomsday, like it can never be done, right? Because that's exactly what it feels like, guys. That, they're like, okay, well, that's as far as that's going to go. We couldn't possibly save any more money than that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't. But just the way that it's turning volatile as soon as it's like you kind of come back with this answer of, well, we can still look things out. It's almost like they become very bitter about this. Why? Because I think they're kind of stuck in their way. Maybe kind of controlling the situation. They can only open up so much. Okay, guys. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.